Okay, class, today we're going to look at Wordly Wise Lesson 6. The words, as you see, are already listed here, and we're going to go through them like we did with the Lesson 5 video. And I've muted the sound also, but knowing and remembering that with this website, if you want to hear the pronunciations again or have the sentences read to you, you can. The first word is anathema. It is a noun, so looking at making sure you get the right part of speech here is important. The definition is someone or something that is intensely disliked, cursed, or shunned. Shunned meaning the idea of they are cast out of society or they are exiled and kicked out aspect. So and intensely looking at the negative connotation there is important, with the idea that it's not just, oh, you kind of dislike someone, but you hugely hate them and curse them and are in that idea of you want to get them out of your life or you want to have them killed. Okay, assuage has two definitions here. Both are in verb form. Assuage means to satisfy or to lessen or reduce the intensity of. Because you are satisfied, as in like you are no longer hungry, you have that lessen or that reduction of hunger. So looking at that idea of being hungry actually helps with that idea of assuage. Avuncular is an adjective form. Like a benevolent uncle, it's familiar and indulgent. So the benevolent uncle means like your friendly uncle, the one you go to that gives you advice, who's always happy and willing to help. It could also be an aunt or someone that you are close to, but it's that idea of someone that it's familiar, that you go to in times of need when you need help, and that it's kind of like that indulgent aspect for you. It's a good thing for you to have. Convivial is a adjective, and it's social and concerned with good company and festivities. Sociable people can be convivial, your attitudes can be convivial, aspects of events that you go to, like here if you look at the definition within the sentence, how it describes a convivial banquet. So it can be events in that aspect, weddings, birthdays, parties fit into the idea of something sociable. Someone themselves individually can be considered convivial too if they have that sociable aspect to them. The next one we have is eclectic. It also is an adjective, so this is our third adjective, combining elements from a variety of sources. So if you look at this idea of bringing together aspects that are different, so in the sentence it actually talks about going to a restaurant that actually serves Thai, Ethiopian, and Argentinian cuisine. So it's that idea of it brings together those three cultures of food under one roof in one restaurant. So it's definitely combining different. It also could be clothing, wearing a striped shirt with polka dotted pants. It's different and it's a variety, and it definitely brings that aspect of being eclectic. Epigram is a short, witty saying or poem. The idea here is that we usually look at epigrams as being sayings. The one that actually gives here is the triumph of hope over experience. It's one aspect here, and it's that like idea that just adds that little wit and humor to the beginning of something. Epigrams are usually given at the beginning of things, like if you're looking at a chap in a book and you see a little quote at the beginning that is supposed to be a little humorous and little funny quote or saying, it has that idea of adding that epigram to it. People also put epigrams sometimes on tombstones with that idea of trying to add a positivity to that aspect. Okay, the next one, expounds, is a verb to explain in detail or to set forth. Me making these videos is an example of expounding. I'm going in detail on each definition and giving you the detail so that you know what to understand and what to remember. So that idea of expounding and teaching and giving that detail. The next one, intrinsic, is an adjective relating to the essential nature of something. It's real or actual. So looking more so at this idea of it's real or actual, is it actually exists. It's something that it has value. So the sentence here talks about this idea of intrinsic value. The idea that when you're examining something like a diamond, And looking at the aspect of it, it's looking at how much value, how much real value, how much does it cost, how much does it weigh, how much is it worth. It's the essential aspects and the real aspects to it. The next word is inveterate. It's an adjective, this idea of habitual or deeply rooted or persistent. So it's part of you. It's who you are. It's just that idea. So if you look at Stepan, he has those inveterate qualities that he's persistent about it, and it's just part of who he is and how he doesn't want to follow things. It's that persistent and deeply rooted manner of Stepan. So Stepan definitely fits into that category of being inveterate. A mogul is a very powerful or wealthy person or a magnate. So this is someone like Donald Trump, Oprah Winfrey, Bill Gates. They're very wealthy. They're very powerful people. They own businesses. They have tons and tons and tons of money. And a lot of times they give back to the communities because of how much money they actually have. And it's not just the money, but it's also the power that goes with their position and wealth itself. The next one, munificence, is an adjective. It's extremely generous and liberal in giving. So this actually goes back to the idea of a mogul. So if they have that power and that wealth, especially Bill Gates, he is a munificent person because he takes that wealth and he's extremely generous with it, and he's very liberal in his giving and back to the community, where a large percentage of his earnings every year go back into organizations to help people in need. Nascent is an adjective. It's beginning to exist or emerging. So nascent is just the beginning aspects. So when a country first starts to form, when the United States formed the first 13 colonies and was really starting to build and come together, before it started a revolution and tried to become on its own, it was emerging. It was beginning to exist. It was building its existence. Okay. The next one is perspicacious. This is an adjective. This is clear-sighted and shrewd. Looking at the sentence on this one is important. Realizing quickly that Randolph was perspicacious in investment manners, I relied on him for guidance. So the idea that his perspicacious aspects and the clear-sightedness that he had and how he knew how to deal with investments, he was someone that you relied on going to because he had that attitude. He knew how to get around the system and get through the system so that he could actually make sure that he gets to it on a clear-sighted aspect. Okay? The next one, Philistine, one who is indifferent to or disdainful of intellectual values. That's the noun aspect, and the adjective is someone who is smugly ignorant or of artistic or intellectual qualities. So these are the people that really don't go to museums, they don't go to concerts, they don't go to plays. They really have no artistic qualities or ideas about them. They're fine just to sit at home and watch TV. There's no aspects of the artistic and intellectual qualities within themselves. So they are considered Philistines. And the last one is propitious. It's an adjective, tending to favor or assist, and someone who is encouraging. So it's the attitude and the manner. So someone who is propitious is very friendly and assisting and encouraging and trying to get you to work and to do things and add that extra benefit to it. So someone, going back to this idea earlier when I talked about that uncle, that fits within this idea of it's that someone who you go to who is encouraging you. So that could be part of propitious. Your homework tonight is Wordly Wise 6, A and B. You can do C and D, which is your homework over the weekend as well, if you'd like to show me that tomorrow for your gold in turning in your assignment early. Your Wordly Wise test on lessons 5 and 6 is going to be on Tuesday. It is the day before the PSAT, but I want you to have these words in your brain because some of them have that possibility of showing up on the PSAT. I will see you in class tomorrow, and have a good night.